Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about a topic called Plegia. It can be confusing to students out there with so many different terminologies and different interpretations of it. So we'll look at it now. So basically the different types of Plegia you can see are Monoplegia, Diplegia, Hemiplegia, Triplegia, Tetraplegia, double hemiplegia, Paraplegia, Quadriplegia. Now don't get overwhelmed by all this. We'll see one by one. So we'll classify plegias depending on the number of extremities involved. So if one extremity is involved, it's called monoplegia. And if two extremities are involved, then we'll see what are the limbs involved. If both the lower limbs are involved, it's called paraplegia. If the same side upper limb and lower limb are involved, but the upper limb involvement is more than lower limb, then we call it hemiplegia. At the same time, if the upper limb of one side is involved and other side lower limb is involved, we call it crossed hemiplegia. So one side, if it's involved, we call it monoplegia. Two sides, if both the lower limbs are involved, it's called paraplegia. Once the same side of upper limb and lower limb involved, but the upper limb more than lower limb, we call it hemiplegia. One side upper limb, other side lower limb, we call crossed hemiplegia. Now, if there is three sides of the involved, then it's called triplegia. So we finished 1, 2, 3. Now let's go to 4 sides, 4 extremities involved. So if there are 4 extremities involved, then we must look how much is the upper limb and the lower limb is involved. If the upper limb is more than the lower limb involvement, we call it double hemiplegia. So upper limb, if it's involved more than the lower limb, we call it double hemiplegia. But if the lower limb is more than the upper limb, then we call diplegia. Upper limb more than lower limb, double hemiplegia. Lower limb more than upper limb, diplegia. Sometimes even only lower limb involvement, also people can use the term diplegia, but usually in diplegia there will be some involvement of upper limb. If the upper limb and lower limb are both involved equally, then we call it total plegia. And along with all the 4 extremities, if the head and neck is also involved, we use a term called pentaplegia. So summarizing everything, so if the one extremity is involved, it's called monoplegia. If 2 extremities are involved, both lower limb involved, is called paraplegia. One side upper limb and one side lower limb involved, is called hemiplegia. One side upper limb, other side lower limb, crossed hemiplegia. The 4 extremities are involved, then you look how much is the relative involvement of the upper limb and the lower limb. If the upper limb is more than lower limb, then we call double hemiplegia. If the lower limb is more than upper limb, we call it diplegia. If the upper limb and lower limb are equally involved, then you call total plegia. And if there is head and neck involvement, it's called pentaplegia. You can see the adjacent pictures as well. I hope it got cleared. Thank you.